God. Hey everybody, Templar74 here with another Yu-Gi-Oh discussion, and today I'm going to be talking about the recent episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, episode 140, Swing, Pendulum of the Soul. And I gotta say, this episode, it was great, but at the same time, it created more questions than it answered, and ugh. And also, I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh's done something good when we're all scratching our heads trying to figure out the identity of a baby. But we'll get to that in just a minute. Anyway, so the episode starts off with Reggie there. He's about ready to go up against Zarc, and the professor is on the ground. He's saying, with those 4 cards gone, no, there's no hope. And Reggie says, no, there is hope. Yuya's soul is still in there, and he's going to duel to set Yuya's soul free. So Sartori throws the pendulum necklace to Reggie and says, get Yuya back. And Reggie ends up doing his signature continuous summon. And I got to admit, Reggie's signature summons are some of the best in the entire Yu-Gi-Oh series. So we get the 3 Triple D monsters, Fusion, Synchro, and Xyz. They're all high executives this time, and they're going to go up against Zarc. And Reggie uses his monster effects to seal the Infinity Gate pendulum effects that Zarc has set up so he can't recover his life. And when those 3 monsters all finish their attacks after their abilities have been used, Zarc's life points are cut down to 2,800. So he's hurting at this point. And while Reggie is trying to duel, we go back to Rera, who's made it into the Arc 5 chamber of the academy there, and he's basically telling Ray, come on, let's go. And Ray's confused by this, and Rera says, I will be your vessel. I will become you. And so Ray and Rera merge to take on Zarc. But we go back to the duel between Reggie and Zarc, and Reggie is telling Zarc that Yuya created Pendulum, and that's what he's going to use to set it free. And Zarc says, you are an idiot, pretty much, because I am the founder of Pendulum as Zarc. His anger created Pendulum. And we see Yuya in Zarc just trying to break free, saying, no, you're wrong. And we see this internal fight going on throughout the entire duel between him and Reggie. But Reggie ultimately fails. Zarc ends up using his OP moves against Reggie's OP moves and ends up defeating him. And that's when we find out also, before we see Reggie get blasted away, that Tuskegee has come back from being carded, and he's saving Rera and Ray to get them to the duel before it's too late, which of course they do. And everybody is looking up at Rera like, what are you doing? And that's what Akaba Reggie says to Rera. And Rera is saying, I'm not Rera anymore. I'm Ray. And he throws off his sweatshirt and his hat. Actually, I feel bad because right at this point, I don't know really if Rera's a boy or a girl at this point anymore, just basing off of his hair her hair, or whatever Rera is at this point. That's confusing as all get out. But anyway, Zarc is angry because he knows that this is Ray, and he's also, he's really nervous and tense at this point. He's like, Ray. So Rera ends up discarding his entire hand to set the 4 cards that separate Zarc, and in Flowers, in Moon, in Winds, and in Birds. Ugh, I cannot talk this morning. Those 4 cards are set, and we see Rera do the exact same thing that Ray did to separate Zarc the first time. And so, anyway, these 4 cards effects take away Zarc's abilities of Fusion, Synchro, and Xyz. So now he's just a normal monster at this point. And Zarc is still fighting, saying, no, I am this demon. And you see Yuya, they're trying to fight him off. And that is where Ray taps into Yuzu, her alter ego. And we see Yuzu there in her goddess form, by the way. Yuzu has risen to the form of goddess. But Yuzu is reminding uh, Yuya that you chased after me. You know, you bring smiles to people. And then she brings back that tagline that Yuya said in episode 100 when he caught her from falling to her death. When he's hugging her and he's crying and he's saying, "Let's go back home together." And that's what Yuzu's alter ego says, or Rei's alter ego. Oh, this is so confusing. But anyway, that said, and Yuya actually breaks free from Zarc's control as we see an image of YuGiOh putting Smile World back together, saying that you can't do any, or you can't have courage if you're afraid. And that card links together, and we see everything go back. Yuya pulls off the magic card Smile World from Zarc's deck, or Smile Universe from Zarc's deck, and plays it, which allows Rei to special summon, and everybody, well, actually, it allows Zarc to special summon back Supreme King Zarc and Supreme King Servant Odd Eyes. And then Rei uses those two cards regenerating to finally eliminate Zarc. And we see the bracelets being recreated, and the professor is screaming. He's like, the universes are going to be separated into four again, or the world's going to be split into four again. And Zarc's going to come back, and it's going to be another cycle. And Rei's saying, no, I won't let this happen again. I'll seal Zarc. But we don't know at this point if that's actually Rei or Rera that's going to seal Zarc. So, yeah, that was pretty much this episode. This episode was really, really out there. Like I said, it created more questions than answers. We all need to know that the identity of that baby in the preview. I think episode 141 is going to be like some kind of flashback or something like that to like where this whole adventure began. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but that's what I'm thinking. I gotta say, this is also another first for Yu-Gi-Oh! This is the first time that I can remember that the main protagonist was not responsible for the defeat of the main antagonist. Well, I guess Yuya was kind of responsible for it, but he wasn't dueling the main antagonist. I guess we could say that. I think the last time we saw something where the main protagonist didn't exactly duel the main antagonist, but still ended up defeating him, guess would be Duel Monsters, because that wasn't technically a duel. But at the same time, also that reminds me, Yuzu's appearance in 140 of Arc 5 and Horodocti at the end of the Duel Monsters series, those two looked identically similar to this. And you know, like I was saying earlier, that Zarc seems like a modern day Zork or something like that. You know, you can see the similarities there. And I think that was very, very interesting, but that's just me. But anyway, the point is, this episode was just really, really out there, really good. I enjoyed it. I need some answers. We've got 2 months left of this series. I'm pretty sure that we're not quite done with Zarc yet. I think there's still going to be a couple more episodes. I think 141 is going to be kind of like an entourage or a flashback back to where it all began and some kind of dream or something like that. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work, but we shall see. We also should see who that baby is. I want to know, by the way. That's driving me nuts. But anyway, like I said, this episode, it was all over the place. This episode was fantastic. We need some answers. This is a first for Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm excited and I'm very happy with it. So, in the comments down below, let me know what you guys thought of this week's Arc 5. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was confusing as heck? What were some of your favorite parts of this duel? Could you see some similarities between Zarc and, you know, the Duel Monsters whole thing? Just let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments down below, because as always, I enjoy hearing from you. Alright, everybody, as always, Templar74 signing off. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll talk to you all next time. Goodbye, everybody.